first of all, I would like to thank each one of you for having, allowed me to speak on the subject, which is these are the subject among the many subjects. This one has been bothering us for a while, and I thank Jaydev for having thought
Boss,
if I would be
don't do this.
on the subject. So thanks, Jaydev, and thanks to each one of you. So what I'm going to express today is actually meant for owners, and it's going to be at a strategical level. And then, of course, I will move down. The format is that I will maybe speak for about 30, 40 minutes or so, and then we will open it up for discussion. This is when it's open for discussion, we will deliberate and we will deep dive more into the subject. So to get started, let me inject a point of contemplation to you that in the movie Jodha Akbar, there is a song called Azim Shan Shahenshah, which absolutely translates as the glory be to the magnificent emperor. And few reels before that, uh, people are asking Akbar that why are you doing all these things? Why are you letting go some of the practices which have been around for such a long time? And in that, Akbar says that the reason I think you're asking is why am I being so benevolent to my people? It is because I would like to sleep in peace. He says that in the movie. My ancestors have been sleeping in different rooms each night, and I want to assert that when I want to rule my empire, then the enemy should be out there and not within. Now, how different is it for any one of us that if we could sleep peacefully and only focus on the outside world, and then we take on the world, then that is exactly what we want. And in order to establish a welfare empire, we need to do what we need to do. Now, we must understand that Akbar could do that because, in order to sleep peacefully, he was relentlessly working in a restless manner. Among the many things that he did was that he would disguise himself and walk about the countryside into the hinterland to find out the pulse of his empire and the popularity of the emperor. And in that, knowing that he was very secure in his chair and having a large vision, he ended up hiring people who were even far more talented than he was. And history has bestowed the title upon this guy as Akbar the Great. So, with this injection of this thought, with this prelude, let's get into the thick of the things. Let us now understand that how we got here and why. In today's context, all those of us who are in business for about 20, 25 years are aware that about 25 years ago, the very subject of HR or hiring would be relegated to the corner of something which is mundane and miscellaneous. And yet we are here 2.5 decades later, making it as the central point. And a lot of companies have been bothered by this. So what has actually happened is two important factors, and as a result of which many things has been a consequence. One is that the communication technology has shrunk the time, and globalization has put a death on the distance. And as a result of which, each one of us have had to go through not only guarding ourselves for the competitor in the neighborhood, but also benchmarking ourselves to the best practices, maybe seven seas across. As a result of which, the product cycles have become short and the customer expectations have also gone tall. And in the final reckoning, I think that the maturity of the definition of maturity has changed. When we were growing up, maturity meant to settle down, and today maturity means to reach your potential. And when you want to reach your potential with so many changes, I think the owner driven entrepreneur has been overwhelmed. And in order to get going and face the world, he needed people. Not necessarily he was himself a people's person. If I was to symbolize this whole event with one picture, then I vividly recall my own incidents when I remember that I was working on the computer, I had to turn in a project, and suddenly my computer gave me a problem, and my EDP department guy who fixes the computer came over, and I got up from my chair and I said, please sit down and fix this as soon as possible. Now, this scenario, you can imagine the managing director offering his own chair to the other guy to sit down and get going because that project was time bound. And I may as well say that the movie is long due now, which may be said, honey, I have shrunk the owner, or honey, I have shrunk the CEO. Thus, the need for an HR. Those who have heard me before, um, please bear with me. The rest may hear with me. So, what exactly is the role of HR? And I'm going to say what I had said during my earlier talk, which some of you had attended care of the Entrepreneurs Network. So, again, let me go back in time into history. That Akbar, who used to ensure that there is a welfare state, used to go around disguising himself, and he was always trying to see the limits of his people. And in that, there was a very cold river in which he challenged anyone to stay there the whole night. It was ice melted water, and one of the guys actually did it. And the reward for that activity was that whoever stayed in the night in that ice melted water the whole night would be given 100 gold coins. And so when the guards confirmed that yes, he has indeed done it, that particular citizen of the empire was called, and Akbar was about to give him the 100 gold coins. But he said, before I give it to you, I just want to know, how did you do it? And the man said, well, far, far away on the hills, there was a fire, and I kept looking at it the whole night. And I felt as if the warmth of that fire is with me. I only focused on that fire. Well, Akbar thought that he has cheated. And he said that, sorry, I cannot give you the 100 gold coins. The man became angry, disgruntled, walked away. And when Birbal found out, Birbal decided that things had to be rectified. So he calls Akbar to his house for a khichdi, because his wife used to make very good khichdi. And when Akbar went to Birbal's house for a khichdi, for a long time, the khichdi never showed up. So when it doesn't show up, Akbar gets restless and he goes into the kitchen of Birbal's house and finds that Mrs. Birbal has got the pot of khichdi, which is about 6 inches above. It is hanging by a rope. The pot is hanging 6 inches above the fire. And he gets upset and says that how can it ever be cooked? It is so far away. So at that moment, Birbal said that if this pot of khichdi, which is 6 inches above the fire, if you think that cannot get cooked because the heat of the fire won't go there, then ask yourself, how is it that the fire on the hillside would keep this guy in the cold, icy water warm? Sir, you have been unfair to him. In this particular story of Birbal's khichdi lies the most professional definition of who an HR is. The job of the HR is to ensure that there is a welfare state, the citizens are happy. At the same time, the aura of the Jhapna or the owner should never be down. And he is the essential bridge between the rulers and those that are ruled. Having said this, let's get down to the brass tracks where rubber meets the road. So one of the first things which I would advise based on my personal experience, is that I would say that we must stop looking at qualifications. Qualification, so I'm going to break this up. So first thing, when you're looking for someone, so that Birbal was the definition of HR, by the way. Okay. Now, in our world, if you are looking for someone, then qualifications may be used for elimination, but not for selection. In fact, I am not at all, frankly, interested in qualification or the titles. What I am looking, and by the way, that EDP guy who helped me was far less qualified than me, but he had far more abilities than me. So what I want you to do is eliminate the concept of titles in your organization. And it's because what titles does to you, the title results in a law of recognition. And when you recognize a person as something, or the person recognizes himself or herself as a particular designate, and the person's approach to that shall remain as per that only. which means if I am being recognized only as an engineer, then there are many things I am capable of doing, but I would not do it because I would say that this is below the dignity of the engineer, or this is the job of someone higher up. The room for expansion of imagination is that much low. So what, instead of that, what I'm saying is, instead of titles, we all need to focus on job description. I will give you an example. In my company, we were always looking for engineers. And one day I said, but what do these engineers do? So we started writing a list of their description. So I want you to eliminate titles and instead focus on description. And based on the description, we realized that frankly, there were so many things they were required to do for which really an engineer is not required. And little bit what is missing, we could train them. So essentially, we started looking for BSc fail. A BSc fail person was an actual lookout for us. BSc physics, because the person who has gone through BSc physics has adequate analytical mind. They can they can do Pythagoras theorem. They understand Charles' law. They understand Boyle's law. They all done it in 12th standard and a little bit more in 11th and 12th, and then beyond that. They understand magnetism. They understand quantum physics. That's more than enough for them to prove that they have an analytical mind. But by the law of recognition, they don't recognize themselves as someone who are capable. And so we would look for them. They would ever remain obliged to us. We would train them, and they would come at almost 40 to 50% lower salary than actually an engineer. In essence, what we ended up doing was we ended up getting folks that delivered under promising, over performing. In fact, they embarrassed the engineers. One of such girls has become a chief of the technical department in my company. We even used to look for something like even just 12th pass, because that's enough. I only want someone to be literate, that's all. Even 12th fail is a requirement in my company. This is the kind of designations, this is the kind of qualifications, if at all, we have. I will give you one simple example. In General Motors, many years ago, they had an assembly line. And they said that in order to work on the assembly line, why do we need a full human being? There are activities only the left hand is required. There are activities only the legs are required, because you have to push with the pedal. And so they ended up looking for these whom what today we would say handicapped people, but what they call is specially abled people, because they would be remaining fully focused on the job. And that is why this definition has come about, where no more you can call anyone handicapped, but they are specially abled. It's an absolute symbiotic relationship. You get a very loyal employee, and the employee forever remains loyal to you. Once the guy comes in for the interview, my second observation has been that, that we need to eliminate interviews. And instead, what we need to do is begin conversations, because conversations by themselves have entwined in a lot of emotions and a lot of wisdom. If you go with the typical standard operation of taking an interview, trust you me, they are prepared to answer those 5 questions which you have, and a few more. They have practiced themselves. They have thought of the answers. They have looked at themselves in the mirror, and they are going to, more often than not, pass with flying colors. But are they ready for innocent, natural conversation? In conversation, when you do not know where it is coming from, and your subconscious has a say in your say, and you end up revealing yourself. So when they came up, I would say that, you know what, I'm really interested in you. This is not an interview, this is a chat. Let's have a discussion. Assuming the other guys have seen whatever they wanted at the lower level, but when they come to at your level, you are saying, I'm wanting to have only a conversation. And in that, you would say, from the day you were born till the time you walked into this room, let's discuss what happened. I want to know about your childhood. Where do your parents come from? What does your dad do, mom do, your siblings? What's your background? what happened in college, the classes you bunked, any girlfriends, aspirations. I want to discuss anything, and it's a very natural conversation. You can also ask me. In that, you would be able to judge their emotional bank balance. If they are emotional, if they are proud of their heritage, they are proud of their family. Sometimes in that, I give a mind nudge. I'm listening very quietly, but I would hear that okay, the person is just a son of an auto rickshaw driver and has applied for a job of let's say of a higher position. And I'm saying, my God, you finished your college and your all your family in your discussion I'm hearing is all are uneducated. Your parents must be extremely proud of you. And in that what used to happen is that more often than not I used to find them crying. They used to crack up because they are so proud of their family. But and I would also have other people who said that I want to show my father because they have had a fight with their father. So all these things do come out. Idea is that they are willing to face your questions, but are they willing to face their past, say their atmakatha, and reveal to you that they are at ease and they are proud of where they come from. If that's not the case, then nothing is going to work. You have to really bring out the human in them. And by the way, uh, when I was taking an interview, or even when the managers were taking an interview, whether you call it interview or a conversation, one of the other things was very important that we never have that person feel uncomfortable. It is not that Draupadi treatment you are giving that person, that the person comes and is surrounded by this bunch of people who are asking all these tough questions and all, because that is a very wrong old school of thought. You want to give the comfort, and in that comfort, in all that beautiful ambience, if they are not able to perform, then they are definitely not going to perform when you really give them that ambience in the real world, which is not simulated, where lots of pressure is then on them. So what essentially you are looking is what is their mental makeup. And I would also never have another two, three people in the room, because if you want a junior, then it's fine because you're training the junior to go through this process and learn. But when you have equal seniors in that interview, more often than not, more often than not, there is a human tendency. There's a human tendency to ask a question not to bring the best out of their person who's applying for a job, but to impress the colleague. There is a sideway politics which starts happening amongst equals or managers, and that is why I feel that the person should be adequately trained in this business. So you bring in a junior, and you tell that guy also, keep it very transparent that the person is being trained, understanding how life works, and so that person eventually will do the same thing. But if you bring in a two three equals or a managers, and then more often than not there are lateral forces that come in the play, and that is kind of mars the setting between the guy who's on the other side of the table and yourself. Once you start hiring these people, one of the most important thing is that in any organization you should be aptly sized, meaning that as far as possible you need to have low head count. Now, this is very commonsensical, you'd say, but let me tell you why. Even when if Ravan had a headache, he first had a headache of finding out which head has a headache, and this also happens in real world. What I'm seeing that in the zest to sort of not able to retain people, and we are essentially having people who are on the bench. We end up hiring more people than we need because we understand that there is always going to be a 15 to 20% attrition each year, and therefore we are more often than not oversized, which we don't realize. And it is very, very counterintuitive because less work results in more attrition. I repeat, less work results in more attrition. Why? Because idle mind is a devil's workshop. The person who's idling because of overcapacity, too many folks, is going to feel extremely uncomfortable. They know that somewhere or other he'll be found out that there is not enough job. So they are getting into the bad habit of fidgeting, but they are not really working. And therefore, they are always on the lookout for another job. And therefore, this model is that of efficiency. We need to eliminate efficiency and bring in effectiveness. And so the narrative is that now that you have done these three things, A, you brought in a person for which you have looked at the ability and not necessarily the qualification. so that a law of recognition or putting label is not stamped on them. You have made sure that they have the emotional bank balance, and you have putting out a narrative. If you put out the narrative that no work is small work, believe you me, you will find within yourself only that in spite of being the managing director of your company, there is always something or the other you are doing which is several levels lower. And you can cite your own example. But just because you are the owner, that does not mean that you have to do it. You essentially we're looking out for ownership amongst everyone. So this narrative has to go out that no work is small work, and you'll be surprised that a lot of activity will start happening. Even after going through all that, you might realize that the person who has come is not as perfect as you thought, in spite of having all this conversation and seeing all that. There is always going to be things where the person is not really ready fully for the job. Because at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, in that conversation, at some level, you have projected that this is a fantastic company, one of the best companies, and you better leave that company and join here. And that person would have said to you that I am the best candidate out there. So both of them, notwithstanding the them being revealed, there is some amount of things which will be hidden, and you'll only find out once they are here. And so this is a very important point, that you have got the person to come in the office, but now you might have to bring the job to the person. Not all persons can come to the job. What I mean is this: if you look at me, I can give a lot of presentations, but I can't make a PowerPoint presentation. I cannot make a PowerPoint. I'm not so good with PowerPoint. So if I ever have to give a PowerPoint presentation, I have somebody else who makes PowerPoints for me. So I can do far more complicated things, but I can't make a PowerPoint. So similarly, there are so many other tricks, so many other skills, so many other requirements that the person is not able to fulfill. And therefore, you need to look at this competency mapping and try to pair them up. In my company, we used to have that we used to find complementary partners. And when you have complementary partners, it does several things to you. What it happens is, first is when the complementary partner is doing for the other guy, maybe the other guy ends up learning from the guy. So each one teach one, because when you teach someone, you learn it twice. First when you learned it, and then when you're showing it to the guy. It is a possibility that at least that person's level will come up, but the person, you can never make someone's weakness as strength. Maybe you can reduce the person's weakness, but the person is going to remain enthused in doing only in the activity in which he or she is good at. So they should show focus only on their strength. The weakness part, you find a complementary partner, they do it, little bit weakness will be reduced. At the same time, what happens is that a little bit of interdependency will happen. Tomorrow, if anybody wants to go, it becomes that much more difficult. And if they go, you are not completely in the lurch, because the other guy has a very good idea, good enough approximation to know which threads are opened where and which knots need to be tied. So this is extremely important. If you still need more strength, we used to bring in management trainees, or we used to bring in diploma engineers from Bhagubai, and we really used to use them for our work. They are extremely enthused, and it also brings in the culture in the company that we must show these youngsters what is a company. It is our larger responsibility, and you will end up getting a lot of work out of them, something which you don't get time for in your day-to-day work. At the end of the day, we are looking for a motivated fuse block, and we all need to work as a team. And the team is an acronym, but nothing else. Together, everyone achieves more. Together, everyone achieves more. Once they are inside, let's look at how we are going to engage them. You may have now the HR, but understand one thing, that person is the human resource fellow. But as an owner, you are also an HR. You are the human relations in chief. You are the HR in chief of your company, because you set the tone of the company. And what you say, it has far more impact than you ever imagined. I have always been a top down guy, that the person who has that designation, people do look up over there. And that person, whatever they utter, the narrative that's set is very important. And therefore your utterances will always be towards ensuring that there is harmony, and that means you are the human relations guy. Coming back to titles and the guy on the top, I take the liberty to give the examples that the designate of prime minister. We had one prime minister, it became news if he spoke, and the other, we have a current prime minister, if he doesn't speak, it becomes news. So what I'm trying to say is that आदमी का वजन कुर्सी पे गिरना चाहिए, कुर्सी का वजन आदमी पे नहीं, वरना आदमी दब जाता है. And therefore, when you sit on the chair, आपका वजन, it comes out, the weight comes out in your utterances. Now, in order to maintain the engagement, as I had told you guys earlier, if you had listened to that earlier talk, then please bear me out. Otherwise, hear me out. You need to have 4 things. Nobody in the world ever wants to work for someone. I guarantee you, if you guys would be getting twice or thrice the salary than what you're making now, go in a job, you will not do it, because there is a kick in being self-employed, and everybody wants to leave. It is because of circumstance that they are with you. How can we make them feel like owners? There are 4 key variables. You need to offer them a feeling, a perception of perceived progress, perceived control, perceived connectivity, and perceived service to a larger purpose. Now, when I say perceived control, you will have to figure out on what can you do within your organization that they feel that way. And similarly, on terms of perceived connectivity or perceived progress, progress at the end of the day is not just salaries. It is about, learning, earning, dignity, respect. And if you call it, what I call as love, is that the opportunity to learn, the opportunity to own, the opportunity to volunteer, okay, and then gain some eminence by recognition by the guys on the top. So that is the real love for the job. Okay, that is very important. Then the job becomes joy. So this is extremely important. We saw recently one video which one of you had posted. I think Kanan had posted out Micromax. Now that goal he has set, which is a larger goal, and if that is, he must have really felt that way, and that's gone viral. So what we need to understand, that there are these very positive attributes which creates your personal reality into a group reality, into a shared reality. That is why it's going all over and becoming viral. You can imagine his company, how they must be feeling. So you also need to make sure that you have a service for a larger purpose, that you will automatically be able to engage the team. It is no different than a family. There are problems in a family, but then the superordinate goal says, but we are a family. And no matter how much we were bickering, fighting, whatever, if there is an external force, we all get together. Moving on, allow them to take a peek in your personal life a little bit, then they will also open up. Essentially, that's where the connectivity will come in, and then you counsel them with, on personal matters. They would really appreciate. In theory, as I said, that the guy on the top is very important. In theory, if he lights the flame and the flame is going from one employee to another, by the time it goes to the last employee, the height of the flame will remain the same. In reality, it never happens. You have to constantly influence them. You have to motivate them. You have to enable them, and then you have to empower them. Once they are empowered, you give them the license to do the same down the level. So it's influence, motivate, enable, empower. Okay. Now, moving further, to make sure for the engagement that the company is always having a atmosphere where there is constant buzz. So one of the things we had was what was called as the fist. That means if there is always an element of fun in every activity, we try to see, is there a possibility of fun? Is there a possibility for improvisation? Is it a possibility of style? Like just everything is okay, but just bringing some aesthetics. And once all these things were done, we would use that as a training. The last year was for training to tell people, like, look where we were and what has happened now. The same document, revision 4, just see how it has happened, see how nicely it looks. You've now added some pictures, you've done this, you've done that, you improvised this. We've had a standard frequently asked questions, standard pitfalls, and all those things. And people would get the idea that how the evolution of the company happens. They feel the strength, the sense of responsibility, and they also begin to contribute. I will give you the example of my own son. He was a cricket captain. He plays very good cricket. And he told me once that, I have a friend who came, and I used to make sure that I don't hit too much. I don't keep on making runs, and I should deliberately become out sometimes. Or I used to bowl him such a way that fellow can also hit. I said, why would you do that? He said, so that the other kid doesn't get bored and go away. And I think there is a lot of insight in this childhood, revelation to me, that in the company also we need to do what we need to do so that the employees are able to walk at the speed at what they are made. Again, women, you need to understand that there are a lot of women are first time job seekers, and therefore they may not have icons at home as mothers not working. So once you know that, you need to understand that they may also have a second job at home to take care of home maybe. So keeping that, if you offer flexibility to them, you will achieve far more than you would ever in terms of offering them a salary. And last, what I want to say is that if you do all these things, then at the end of the day, everyone will say कि मुझे sir ने बनाया, because they have come with less qualification and you empowered them. Then they will always feel obliged to you and they are going to find it very difficult to leave. Moving on, what are the standard pitfalls? Do not set as few rules as possible. I would say do not set rules, set only guidelines, because you yourself will be the first guy to break the rules. Whenever there is an issue, you must buy the guilt and not dispense anger. If the person is saying that I cannot make it because there is a death in the family and there is a very important project, you know that the person is lying. You would be far more better off to say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Can I be of any help?" You know the person is lying. You must buy guilt from that person. The person will want to compensate at some level. If you get angry, you given an opportunity for that guy to say, "ये तो ऐसा ही है, अच्छा किया मैं नहीं गया काम पे." This is very important. Now the kings are gone, so the crowns are not there. So what is the crown of the owners? The crown of the owners is that the regalia they have is only in language, spoken language and unsaid language, the body language. So there should be, you may drive a BMW, but there should be no bitching, there should be no moaning, there should be no whining, and definitely no gossip. It all boils down to eventually how you occur to them, and that's how they look at you. Talking of language, again giving the example of a prime minister, people are saying that he's not from backward class because look at his language. He seems to be a Brahmin or a son of some Kshatriya, some king, because his language is so rich. So this is the kind of acquisition I think our prime minister among many is living with. We need to understand there is a lot of power in powerful communication. I had sent you one triangle today on WhatsApp. So your focus in discussion should always be on the top of the triangle. Never get personal. Do not get into discussing to here and there, because powerful conversations result in powerful actions. We should you can do the emotional dressing, but you cannot do the emotional laundry in public. That's what I'm trying to say. One of the other insights what I have is the company HR is not the first person to, the first port of call. If there is a problem with a particular employee, if there is a problem, then the head of the department understands the chemistry of that person, understands the issues of that person, and should first exhaust the head of the department and do the needful. If it's not possible for any reason that the head of the department cannot solve the issue of this junior, then you need to bring in a culture where any other senior, you take his help, who's also a big stalwart in the company, to guide, because he's from another department, maybe it has a different perspective, it has a larger impact. But the HR, if you go straight to, the HR comes with his own perspective. HR is more to be used as a last resort, and the HR otherwise should be used only for the administrative work and not get into this counseling business, because the HR of the company may not necessarily be as wise as you, the Akbar, who's going around and Birbal trying to do that. HR will just come with a particular thing, not knowing the nitty-gritties or the emotions or the importance of that job, and might end up sometimes spoiling the thing. Another generalized faulty belief we have is that I don't have good people and therefore I'm not able to perform. You see, the buck should stop where it started. It is you who gave the salary, it is you who interviewed and you who selected. So you have to accept that. And the team you got is the best team you have. Jigar has several times recommended us the book by Poras Munshi. In that, there is an example of Arvind Eye Hospital. Arvind Eye Hospital never took anyone who's qualified. And those village girls were made into nurses who produce far better than some of the best nurses in the world. And that case study is there in Harvard. For 22 years, they are teaching over there. So the team you have is the best team you have, and you try to work with them. And as you grow, you will start bringing in better people. So I have a saying in my chest train, to my office that if you give out peanuts, you will attract monkeys. But if you are Ram, then you can make them to cross the bridge. They will be your Hanumans. So this is extremely important that in your discussions, whoever you have, you make sure that you're training them. Qualifications are not required. Focus on the ability, and your languaging always has to be future present language, because in the future present language is also their own future, their own aspiration, and both of them are aligned, then they are likely to perform, because how people perform correlates to how situations occur to them, and everything boils down to the occurrence of the language. Last and the most important point, do not go for much standardization. Mother nature doesn't show that. No two trees are same, no two people are same, and therefore you do not get too hell-bent on giving out absolute equality. There are some people in my office which I observed that they are extremely working very hard, but they have to leave at 5:30 when they have to leave. And there are some people who really don't want to go home because that's their nature. Some people come early, some people work till late. So please understand that do not try to keep as much flexibility to suit the person which is acceptable to you. Try to maximize your acceptance and adaptability, because nature doesn't like it. And so while you offer equal opportunities, do not expect equal outcomes. You will have to understand that, and that is where the maturity remains. Once you try to standardize it, you are going to ruffle feathers. Let's talk of compensation. I have spoken this many times during Kindle, that you need to have a certain variable package. My recommended was that the variable component should not be more than 30%. So it is 70, 72, 73% is your fixed salary, 30, 33% is your variable, and your offering should be such, your aim should be such that you are always paying them 15% less than the market package in terms of fixed component, and with the variable they end up earning 10 to 15% more than the market. I'm repeating, you pay them about 70% fixed, 30% variable. That 70% fixed component should be about 15% less than the market benchmark, but they will more than compensate with the variable such that they are getting more than the market. So sure, the outflow from the company will seem higher, but it is going to be dependent on what they do, and that is very important. If you make that component very high, then they will get greedy and will end up doing things where they will do wrong reporting. So this is extremely important. The second thing is that even of this 33% which you give, this package, I will talk more in detail when we meet sometime. I've explained a bit in the past. If their due is 100 rupees, you must pay them only 40 rupees in this year, 30 rupees in the subsequent year, 25 rupees in the third year, and 5 rupees goes after that. In the next year, they will earn 40 rupees of that year, 30 will be overflowing. In the third year, 40 from that year, 30 and 25 and so forth. As a result of which, they will not be looking for here and now. They will not be able to leave you, because should they leave you, they would lose what is there in the past. So I think it's a fair thing, because I am investing you, I'm giving you more than your package, but I'm looking for you to stay with me to build the institution. Do not, as far as possible, give them benefits. As far as possible, use fuzzy logic, see what is the requirement, and like the olden kings used to, show your generosity. You see something and you give it. With that fuzzy logic, what is going to happen is that if you give these benefits, then benefits you usually cannot take them back. And what happens is that they turn into entitlements and benchmark with other companies, and comparisons start. So on wherever possible, look for opportunity and make sure that you are fair to the people. So if you see some reason where they have worked overtime or done this or things like that, you must be able to assess and be making sure that you give them. So we give a bandwidth to the managers, that they decide that this employee deserves more, this employee deserves less. Both of them have stayed till 9 p.m. in the night. One deserves more, one deserves less, because it is a judgment of the manager. What is going to happen is that on the battlefield, it will even out. They will realize why it is happening. And when the narrative is right, each one will come to know. The narrative is we will always reward the deserving. We are not going to simply help the needy. This will also make sure that those who come for loans and stuff like that, they may ask for a loan, maybe for medical emergency in the house or a marriage, but they will not come to say, give me a loan because I want to celebrate my birthday. When that kind of narrative goes out, automatically they know what will sell in this company and what will not, and they will fall in line. Last is coming the measurement matrix. How do you measure your progress, whether everything is working or not? Well, when your employees unabashedly come to your office and start giving you ideas. I used to have what was known as the informal mastermind. So when I am discussing with one employee and I had a glass which was a little transparent, if some other employee comes in, I would call him and say, come in, one or two people. We had some 4 or 5 chairs and a sofa and all that. And they would come in and say, we are discussing this. And what do you think? And a person from another department sometimes gives you such idea that is much better than the guy in the same department. So this is known as masterminding, where you have people coming from other disciplines, but when they interact together, a larger mind could form. So this is what when they start giving you ideas, that is your measurement matrix, that they are now started owning the company. When they start praising others, when they come into your office not for complaint but saying that, sir, wo worker hai, bahut acha kaam kiya, this fellow stayed up the whole night because a project was due, because they are your eyes and ears and they will tell it to you. So when they are coming and telling you this, that's your measurement matrix of success. When your ex-employees keep in touch, some of the employees who have left you come back to you to say, can I come back? I had 12 employees who had come back. Now we can discuss more in detail the merits and the demerits of that, but we must understand that an employee who has left, when he comes back, he or she, the person has already lost face, but are able to overcome that because they see some attraction. And when they come back, of course, they are going to lose their seniority or a position or something. They will definitely get punishment, so that we are not sending out the wrong message, but they will end up being far more loyal than you ever thought. When your own employees start referring others, come to this company, or your ex-employees say, you know what, I'm leaving, but I'll find you my replacement or something. Someone is looking for a job here and there. That is your measurement matrix. When you start getting Teachers' Day wishes, when you start getting wishes on Guru Purnima, these are the measurements for yourself. In the final maturity matrix. What is the maturity measurement? Maturity is when you are constantly questioning yourself that why should anyone ever work for me? And when you are always questioning you, why should anyone work for me? Why should anyone work for this company? It means that you are at some level injecting a sense of vulnerability. And the highest wisdom ever comes is when you are having a situation of vulnerability. This vulnerability can be real, or it can be through an insight which you got by questioning yourself. If you start asking why, you become wise. And all the answers that come will automatically start giving you the methods on how to retain the staff and how to make them bloom. Last and the most important, I understand that you are running an organization, and therefore we all have two profit and loss account. We have two P&Ls. One is the business P&L and one is the emotional P&L. In every company, once it goes to a particular size, there is going to be Altu, Faltu and Paltu employees. The Altus are the ones who do really good work. They are the breadwinners of the organization. 80-20 law, they are that 20%. The Faltus are the ones that come into play sometimes when there is no one is going to do it. Then it is that kind of odd job that no one is willing to do. Therefore, you want to use them. But if you have a Paltu employee, and more often than that, not it happens to be your relative or cousin or come through someone, then you are actually taking care of that other P&L, your emotional P&L, not the business P&L. That you are thinking you are doing good for that person. It is good because it earns you some community, some respect in the community or whatever. Fine. But then that person must also realize that you are therefore doing them that kind of you're accommodating them, and therefore they should also have that respect for you, because they should be able to stand with you at 2 a.m. in the morning. They are those 2 a.m. people. If that is also not there and they are simply partners in benefits and not necessarily in this kind of thing, then the first and the most important thing is that you eliminate all the paltus from your life and let your company run only with altus. Some amount of faltus you may have to keep, but the paltu is so long as that is looks at you as someone who has really accommodated him. This is extremely important. This is there in all owner-driven companies. When they get to a particular size, you have some brothers or you have relatives or some neighbors. मेरा एक लड़के को ले लो, आपका बड़ा empire है, all लोग उसमें दो लोग को रख लो. Make sure that made to realize that. Stay for long institutions and new blood creates rejuvenation. Employees forever to build this institution or keep bringing in a fresh blood every once in a while. This is a paradox. You, to each their own, you'll have to solve it. There is merits in both, and there is a merits of doing that. You have to deep down think like that. There's a saying, if only the youth knew and if only the aged could, you make old with experience, mentorship to all the old folks, to the young guys, so that they remain enthused and the young guys are able to look upon as learning opportunities. Otherwise, this old versus new is a perpetual problem. I conclude my talk by only telling you one thing, which is known as the wisdom paradox, that ignorance is a disease. Ignorance is a disease and it leads one to become delusional. Awareness is a cure. Ignorance is a disease, leads one to be delusional. Awareness is a cure. Greater the awareness, greater the delusion. Greater the awareness, greater the delusion. Why is that? Because we are all getting a lot of awareness. From this talk, you got a lot of awareness. You are probably watching so many talks in Zoom. But the problem is that we end up doing what is called MBA, Mane Badu Avdech. I know everything. It is never in the know part, it is never in the knowledge part. The ultimate wisdom is in putting knowledge into action. So the definition of wisdom is putting knowledge into action. And if I was to distill the whole thing of my talk, then I will say to you that the organization does not belong to you till you belong to the organization. You may be feeding the organization, but realize that the organization is also nurturing you. And we go with that feeling that the organization is larger than you, and you are also doing what you are to serve it. And that is the message that is going out. Everybody is going with that feeling of service. A project with a purpose will be born, and people will be, guided to give in their best. They'll give it with the blood. They will give it with the tears. And last and the most important, when Krishna was asked, why was this Mahabharata done? On whose side were you? Were you on the side of the Pandavas or the Kauravas? And he replied, I was on the side of Hastinapur. Whatever I did, I have done only for Hastinapur. And that is what we have to take. The organization is larger than its sum of the parts. With that, I conclude my talk and we can be open for discussion. Thank you.
Great. It's very interesting for me. So now I'm kind of confused that I'm supposed to confirm all the designations on Friday. And people are kind of excited कि ये first time हुआ हमारे organization में कि हमको कोई designation मिला. So then where do I take it from here?
I got your question. I said that do not give too much importance to designation. I didn't say don't give.
Okay.
The
Right.
narrative which comes out is that अरे भाई सब managing director है. ये title से क्या होता है? But you have to give title for the outside world because there is going to be a situation where you at least in Jaydev's business, I know that in my business, they will say that we want someone from a senior police manager and above to come, or a CXO level person to come, which means so titles are important. I'm not saying that, but the point is that through your behavior and through your selection process, you are looking more at description, and that is a narrative comes. I used to say that in my company. They used to come and tell me, सर इसको सीनियर इंजीनियर बनाया, मुझे नहीं बनाया. बोला एक काम करता हूँ, तेरे मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर बना देता हूँ, चलेगा? तो that guy used to laugh कि अरे साहब क्या कुछ भी. I said मैं फोन पे बात करता हूँ ना, उसको मालूम पड़ जाता है कि मैं मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर हूँ. I want that he should not come to know. तू बात करता होगा तभी भी. How does he come to know? How does he come to know? Why does he have to feel कि नरेंद्र मोदी कोई ब्राह्मण का लड़का है, संस्कृत ठोकता है, कोई राजा का लड़का है? you focus on that part. These are the examples you give, and you show, no, I'm managing director. Look, I'm how many levels down I'm doing right now, and you will be doing it at times. I guarantee you. So
Sure.
it is, understand the meaning that it is important. At the same time, it is not imperative. If that's the distinction you can have.
Sure. Thanks, Nikhil.
Yeah, I'll go next. Kevin, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So,
Kevin, can I add on something? Yes. I wanted to add a point on this. We work with Floor, and in Floor, when we, there is a designation, but on the business card, no designations are mentioned. Everyone, HR mein, everyone is called people services.
Right. You know, when I was
So it
one
is-
company, I'll tell you one line, Jaydev. I used to have two cards, one with designation and another one with a very low level designation, because I was not confident
Yeah.
at that time. So I'm telling you, designation also has to be with your inner confidence. I was not confident enough to a little boy being called managing director. My own inner this thing was not allowing me. Please go ahead.
yeah, can I go?
Please.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, Kevin. So fortunately, I got access to the videos of the cultural, programs that used to happen in your organization. I really loved the energy that everybody used to put in, keeping in mind that this is a family. Now, this is something that every organization needs, right? Everyone, every employee, everyone should feel that this is an extended family, because we spend more time here than at home. So the question is, responsibility, setting up the culture of happiness, setting up a culture of an engaged and conversation friendly environment for an employee. How do you do that? Is it the right way to go and try and form a voluntary committee, or is it the job of the HR to build a calendar, or how do you do that?
So first of all, Vale, I have been meditating for 10 minutes and abhi tak sala peace nahi mila. When that starts happening, it becomes a problem. You see, how does it happen? It is your tragedy, your strategy. The question is that what do you value and what do you aspire for? And are they both aligned? It is not because कोई कोच ने आके बोल दिया है कि पीटर ड्रकर ने बोला है कि culture eats strategy for breakfast करके हमको डालना है. The fact of the matter is culture does eat. See, again, an organization is not a democracy. It's a cult. And a cult is so strong that it is very difficult for anyone to become deviant from it. And when that Morari Bapu goes to Mauritius, Indian people go to Mauritius to listen to his katha. If he goes in giving a talk in New York, then of course the NRIs over, they will come, but Indian people from here also fly, in London they will fly, in Africa they will fly. So that is the power of that pull. So how do you create is that first is that you need to be inspired. You cannot say that I want it as a checkbox. It is about influencing, motivating, enabling, empowering, which I talked on the work front. Is also about this. You have to keep doing it. And that is why I gave you the flexibility. If you could not keep a cultural program, do you think it has never happened in my company? Don't keep rules. Keep a bandwidth. A minimum 8 programs we'll have of this. And I do 10, who's stopping you? And write less. If they're having,
Who does that?
Huh?
So who used to do that in your organization? So how is it that so you used to take a decision of something going to happen? How is it that it got percolated down to everyone? So I just want to understand that.
So when you had this surgical strike, they selected a core team. चुन के उन्होंने select किया, और they said this is the group who will go. They didn't say this particular guy going to go. They have picked in the best. They worked together. So you will have to see कि किसका emotional proclivity इस direction में है. And you are the person in charge, and this is the interest, and they know that this is the, you see, because your vision is कि इसके बिना नहीं होने वाला है. Once that gets into you, necessity is the mother of invention. Once you realize that it is only necessary for me to really as a motivated fuse block, together everyone achieves more, because 40% of your latent energy is being wasted. That converts into kinetic energy. If all are rowing together तो ही होने वाला है, और उसके लिए something happens outside of work. So this happens, as I said, that the performance happens in occurrence. Perfect tonality is required. You see, in the languaging, tonality is required. So this is that how people perform correlates to how situations occur. How situations occur arises in the language and future-based language. पीछे का भूल जाओ. You should have the capacity to do that. People say, अरे ये कभी when is the best? अभी मेरे कंपनी में ऐसा कुछ है ही नहीं. People say that. When is the best time to plant a mango tree? You tell me. If you want to eat mangoes today, when is the best time? It was 15 years ago. Okay. When is the second best time? Today. Because you don't want to start अरे यार शुरू किया तो अच्छा होता है यार करके. मेरे पास जो एम्प्लॉय है वही है. अभी मैं नहीं सिलेक्ट किया, अभी क्या करूं, उसमें से मैं कितना बेस्ट निकालूं. वो देख के कुछ कल्चर अच्छा होगा तो कोई अच्छा हाई-फाई MBA IIT वाला आएगा, और मेरी कुर्सी एकदम टाइट है, कोई लेने नहीं वाला है, तो why should I worry about hiring someone? But though I don't believe in IIT, IIM and all that, वो अलग स्टोरी है, as I told you already. But don't dream of IIT, IIM and that, then only my company will work. Do not, you see, again you have given yourself a label. You see, competence is everyone there, in everybody is there. Confidence is not there. Competence, confidence loop है, upward spiral है. It has been recognized by psychiatrists also that competence, confidence, the more confidence you become, more you feel more competent. So you take bigger risks. The more competent you are, the more confidence you are. It's a upward spiral. And if I tell people, there are so many things you are managing here. You have not got, which they can't teach you in Harvard Business School. So ये भी अगर आप tragedy समझेंगे तो आपको strategy निकल जाएगा. That's why I said hire people who are under promising, over performing, no qualification.
Valai,
There is no expertise here. This is all you have to go into high definition picturing. You have to really, as an owner, you have to think. You have to think मेरा क्या problem है, क्या achieve करना चाहता हूँ. And no consultant can help you. I tell people all the time.
true. No, in regards to culture, no, I don't know. So, do you all have celebrations, birthday celebrations, anniversary celebrations, payments? In my company, for any religious activity, my office boy is the first guy who comes out, and everyone looks for him, So it's not, and all cultural activity is being done by a junior executive, and he does a fantastic job. So free hand is given to them. And at the same time, me and my dad, both of us are always present in that activity. So are you all present in your cultural activity or not is very important. If you think that they are enjoying, let them enjoy. नहीं होएगा मेरे हिसाब से.
I said there is no harm in experimenting. In earlier days we used to have birthday, and one day I said that मैं चाहता हूँ कि मेरा भी बहुत बर्थडे आना चाहिए, और मैं रोज का एक केक खाएगा तो मेरा बर्थडे ज्यादा नहीं आएगा, हार्ट अटैक होकर मर जाऊंगा. So
नहीं मेरा तो monthly once है. हाँ. Last day of the month we are celebrating everyone together. Then we have a karaoke sessions, either karaoke or we play lottery, housey. It's every time it's a different event which happens. 1 minute games are there, so we do that. So on the last day of the month.
So Jaydev, you are doing a wonderful job. What I want to add to that is that if that is heading towards your superordinate goal, which you define, for example, हमारे country में ये था Indianness, एक था. So we never bothered about this birthday वाले. I used to always say कि हमारे में ना किसी बर्थडे पे नहीं गया चलेगा, मरेगा तो जाना पड़ता है. तो लगन जन्म जनोय मरण, वो जन्म मतलब उसका बच्चे का जन्म, उसका जन्म. So that makes things very clear. So cultural activities हम बहुत बढ़िया करते थे, which is to do with Indianness. So if it is going in one direction, no, people subtle messaging goes कि ये कुछ भी नहीं सेलिब्रेट करता है. अभी मेरे कंपनी हाउसिंग नहीं चलता था, ये हाउसिंग टाइम पास हो गया. अभी हम लोग का नवरात्रि है तो नवरात्रि के दिन पे कुछ 1-2 लाइन बोलेंगे हम.
Same.
कि क्या नवरात्रि
all
मीनिंग है, क्या
festivals will
दशहरा
be
का है.
celebrated.
So it brings back to Indianness.
Correct. Correct. But at the same time, if owner is not there and you ask all employees to do it on their own, I think it will not. It will the continuity is missed out.
So how you taught your child cycling वही होने वाला है. आपको पहले साइकिल पकड़ना
Correct.
पड़ता है, बाद में वो अपने आप चला लेगा. उसके लिए आपको वही वही है आपका टॉप डाउन का यही है चक्कर कि जब
I think what Jaydev is mentioning, that is the part. So I think more than scheduling all these events, the difficult part is basically giving your personal attention and time to this is I think the most important, I think most difficult part of the job. One day trip में जाना है SL World सबके साथ is like you feel like it's work, right? I mean, it's you have to go through that. Now mentally I have to be like prepared for a week कि मेरे को अब जाना है. That becomes, I think, where I don't know how do you actually get over this. This is where I have faced a lot of difficulties. And the other, sorry, you guys are saying something. Please go ahead.
I will just answer this one part. It is your HR who's driving the thing, or you are driving it. For me,
HR drives everything.
So my HR was driving it. So he was driving the horse. He was he was taking the horse in the direction it wants to go. He was taking the horse in the direction in which the horse anyways wanted to go. अर्थात Indianness was my requirement. Now the HR, so I always say, put your mind on the table. जिसको नहीं जमने वाला है, let them leave you. मैंने एक ब्लॉग भी भेजा है आप लोगों को, पढ़ लेना प्लीज अपने ग्रुप में. Those who are subscribing to this, if it becomes a group reality, becomes a shared reality, then they will drive the thing in which you are also they are driving your horse only. So if this idea, that's why I'm saying you need to have a point on why we are doing what. If you see what everybody will do, that is very important. Second thing is, मैंने culture बोला, there are 50 shades of grey in culture. You may not enjoy all these things. You may enjoy something else. What inspires you? That is the messaging you need to put. Those who are not subscribing to, will leave your company. Thank God they did. Those who stay with you will come closer to you, and your HR will be driving it, but he will be driving it in the direction that you want to go. So you have blessed him. In fact, he will come and share with you, sir, मेरे को solid idea है, ऐसा कर रहा हूँ करके.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, you will have to be involved to be able to form that narrative. ये सोचना पड़ता है.
So the confusion always remains, right? I mean, confusion remains when you look at a team, whether you look at I mean, you think of people as team, it's a professional team like you would have in a cricket team or a football team, right? I mean, people who perform get to stay, get to play. People who do not perform get to sit on a bench. They are really not performing, they are kicked out of the team. Or is it a family कि कैसा भी बंदा है, चलो उसको लेके चलना है, साथ में चलना है, बैठना है उसके. I mean, it was great. So, I mean, we did this like when we had like 30, 40, 50 people, right? It was happening. At 200 people ना, मतलब ऐसा लग रहा है कि मैं सबकी सुन के है ना, मतलब I feel like कि नहीं सुनने का मेरे को. Beyond the point, I'm like नहीं सुनने का. तेरा जो भी issue है तू देख ले भाई. मतलब sometimes it just gets so frustrating after a point.
You said you don't have time because you are doing jobs which are several level lower, but maybe you are doing the same job again. So when I told you can do some jobs below your level because of there is the call of your duty. At that time you do it. If you're doing it as a routine, that means, which I have given this example many times, that I pay money to my staff, then my staff comes to me, then I end up doing it. So he got the salary for nothing. Your definition of CEO is you are the chief energy officer. You are the MD. You put your name in between. I'm mad. I come on, and you come out with experimentation. I'm telling you, we started so many things we realized not happening. We changed it, and we gave an experiment. There was no embarrassment. So articulation mein why we are thinking of doing this thing because we think that this is going to be good. We decided to abandon it because this is what the problem we have realized. The problem is Jigar will tell you. People buy a stock, then they say मेरा stock 100 से 60 पे आया ना, अब जब 120 पे आएगा तब बेचूंगा. तो ईगो लेके बैठता है एक टॉपिक को क्यों वो स्टॉक छोड़ो ना 60 पे, दूसरा पकड़ो और कोई, वो तुमको सीधा 1000 पे लेके जाएगा. You are married to your wife, not a stock. Similarly, you are married to something much larger cause, not to that particular experiment you are doing. If that experiment is failing, we would. If we didn't, I think Edison का dialogue है. That I have found 99 ways of not doing it. 100th way it happened. So we have light today. But he did 99 things before that. He didn't remain stuck to it. कैसे भी करके इसमें से electricity निकालूंगा. नहीं निकल रहा है भैया.
Kevin, can I ask a question in terms of this compensation part you talked about, 70 ka? Great, but now suppose mere wahan pe this variable component is, we have an incentive part or whatever, so it's on top of this. So can I, how to modify or rechange the compensation packages? Is that possible, or it's I have to, एक साल I have to consider कि मैं 10% increment दे रहा हूँ, वो you know will be a variable. Next year will be 10%, which will be a variable.
Two things. Whatever I told you is from my experience. These are not concrete words in concrete. You may have your own.
I want to change
This is just a
80-20 type of a thing.
Yeah, what I've seen is that if you are stuck with a fixed cost, a very high fixed cost, you are going to run into problem today or tomorrow. Besides, they are going to not see a incentive to do more. So you are trying to make entrepreneurs out there, or what I would say, entrepreneurs, since they are employed under you. How do you? Because I want them to have somewhat of a challenge as you are having. Okay. Second is what I have seen a lot of companies which happened. The global financial crisis happened because they were given huge bonuses. So they said that we can't sell to prime people, we'll sell to subprime people. Okay, I'm giving you an example. There's a lot of case studies where you give a very strong variable cost, then that's all they look at, because they say कि बाद में देखा जाएगा जो होगा, अभी का तो bonus लेके निकलूं करके. So an incomplete job is dispatched and calling it as sales happened and commission taken. I'm giving an example. So you need to do it in such a way that they can get caught basically. So all I'm saying is that keep a reasonable variable component. See, आप बहुत कम भी fix करेंगे तो they can see through के साला तुम जब मैं retire होगा तो all benefits are on the fixed component. You want to pay me less, so they will start suspecting you. So you are giving them adequate.
So can it be changed now? How to change it? How to change it? That's my concern.
So now you know the direction. Now you know the direction. The path you will have to select, and you need to make it in such a way that it does not mess up things. So you are not in a hurry. Just because you get a good idea doesn't mean I have to do it right now. You are not an impulsive fellow. So you say, okay, this is the direction I want to go. I realize this is not north, this is north. So you are in a big ship, you cannot turn it. Okay, you need to turn it at the speed, at the time where it suits the purpose. So I am only giving you a direction. You pace it out, whether you do it over 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. But I only want you to become aware. Okay.
But doing partially now may not be a great idea. Is that correct?
Your strategy. I don't know. Any consultant who starts giving you advice, has not understood your pulse in your company. And how can he start giving? ये तो होम्योपैथी डॉक्टर है ये सब, ये एलोपैथी वाला नहीं है.
Sure.
So we went through this exercise wherein when we were giving increments, we were actually if we had to change the structure, fixed में फिर कम कर रहे थे, but we laid it out over 3 years. अगर उसको 15% इंक्रीमेंट पे या 20% वेरिएबल पे लाना है तो it was not possible कि directly 20% दे दे. So we said that 5% right now and fixed increment में कम किया, वेरिएबल में किया, and this is what we are doing since last year basically.
Intent में बहुत power है. Your intent should be that your employees earn more. You are a well wisher of your employees. अगर आपको लग रहा है ये सब करने को फंसने वाला है, मेरे को मजा आएगा, वो कुछ नहीं होता है. Last में it all comes out. It is not your, when you are putting an idea, it is not your unique selling proposition. It is your unique serving proposition. Understand this word serving, not selling. You are not a marketer के ऐसा साइन करा दिया, जब चेंज हो गया, अब 2 साल उसको मैं फंस जाने वाला है, वो कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. His problem is your problem. So you have to wish the best for your people. You have to wish best for the society.
True.
See, otherwise क्या होता है? It is not possible to last in a business for up till the age of 60-65. मैंने a lot of people come to me कि यार मेरे को भी निकलने का इसमें से. I tell them that you don't want to sell your business, you want to run away from it. It's very clear in your articulation, though you are not saying it. तू फंस गया इसमें. इस लोग तो बाहर से ताली बजा रहे हैं कि तू मालिक है इतना बड़ा कंपनी का, लेकिन you are not enjoying there. तू करके.
Correct.
Pace it out, Jaydev. My answer is pace it out, Shailesh. At your own pace. धीरे धीरे करो. Just recognize the north. That's all. Generalize faulty belief लिखा के central operating principle पे आ जाओ.
Correct.
So, Kevin, I have one question.
Yes, sir.
We are looking for analyst, right? So now we said, okay, let's try to find a good analyst, give it on Naukri.com. So we advertise for the first time. And we don't have HR team or HR people or HR person also, right? So I and my other senior analyst look for the analyst. So like we are trying to find somebody who is understanding the business. Anyway, we don't have HR. So we applied for that analyst position in the Naukri. We got 450 resume. We never thought 450 people know us. Now suddenly we got 450 resume. Now we have no idea how to filter it. And now if you say don't filter it from qualification also, now what should be? I cannot call 450 people, right? How do I, like, what should be my, like, I just want to interview, let's say 10 people, out of that select 1 people, or 20 people and 1 people. But that 450, how do you narrow down that if you don't remove the qualification?
I did not say don't look at qualification. I said qualification not for selection but for elimination, if that is your tragedy. So you make your own this thing. So I will tell you, I have had similar situations. So I said, what is it that we want? So I said, हमारा problem क्या है? So we have a situation where we have seen that people used to say, I have to travel a lot. मुझे पास में job मिल गया, Bombay city में. So I said, okay, हम लोग जो है दादर, बोरीवली और थाना, ये triangle उसके बाहर करनी चाहिए. Point number 1. Point number 2, what we have seen is कि आदमी जो चाहिए हमको, it should be minimum 28 years old. Okay. So we had a criteria कि जो बहुत job करता है वो change उसको नहीं लेंगे हम. I said नहीं. 28 हो गया, उसका शादी कभी हुआ? बोलता है लास्ट तो 20, उसका शादी अगर 26, 27 पे हुआ है तो उसको ले लो. पहले वो बॉस को पॉकेट मनी के लिए कांटेक्ट करता था, बैचलर था तभी, बिकॉज पहले बाप देता था, अभी बॉस देता है पॉकेट मनी, बट उसको जॉब में इंटरेस्ट नहीं था. नाउ फाइनली वी हैव कॉन्फिडेंस कि हमारी कंपनी में हम फालतू तो नहीं लेंगे, हम ऐसे ही आदमी नहीं छोड़ सकते अपना. वंस यू जॉइन द माफिया यू कैन नॉट लीव इट, ऐसा हम लोग का जोक था. सो वी नो कि वी आर एबल टू रिटेन टीम. तो दैट क्राइटेरिया इज नॉट कि बहुत जॉब चेंज करता है, वो नहीं है. उसका उम्र 28 हो गया, उसका अगर शादी हो गया, इफ ही इज विद इन 45 मिनट्स, if he is BSc fail, okay, okay, this is what it is. उसका क्या बैकग्राउंड है, उसका इंटरव्यू में क्या बोलता है, तो ऐसे करके फ्रॉम क्या आप 450 बोलते हैं, अरे 1000 से हम लोग का लास्ट में 20 पे आता है. फाट जो उसमें से तो निकल जाता है, 20 में से लेना पड़ता है. And I'm not saying to you again, I told you you'll have to bring the job to the person, because I'll tell you one simple example. पहले हमारा रूल बेस्ड था, तो वो बोलता है कि रेट नहीं रुकता है, जल्दी चला जाता है. तो देखो वो जल्दी चला जाता है, तुम क्यों जल्दी चला जाते हो? वो कभी काम होता है तो लेट तक बैठता है. बोलता है सर वो दिन में सिगरेट ब्रेक और वो चाय ब्रेक कितना लेता है, ये सब चलता है सब फालतू की. So we eliminate all this nonsense. What we said is that because of Indianness, we had this little thing. We start counseling people, तुम smoking छोड़ दो. We put health in it, we put yoga in it. Get good habits, lose weight. So I'm telling you once. So you have to come out with the criteria which are first the superficial criteria on the larger side. Anyone about 28 I don't want. Anyone below, a kid I don't want. Anyone who's unmarried I don't want. With more stability with married people. Anyone who's living beyond Thana I don't want. Beyond Dadar I don't want. Beyond Kandivali I don't want. Then there were other few ways. We had 10 criteria for eliminating these kind of situations. उसमें से हम खाली 20 को बुलाते थे. 20 में से बाद में मेरे सामने तो खाली 5 आते थे. You know, I used to have employees who said, "Sir, they used to give referrals." सर अपना कल्चर में मस्त फिट होगा,
Right, right.
तो उसको कल्चर क्या है मालूम है, तो उसको लगे आई नो समवन, इतना ब्राइट नहीं है, ऐसा मार्क्स वार्क्स वो ज्यादा नहीं है, बट वो अपने वहां फिक्स हो जाएगा करके. नॉट द पर्सन इज नॉट डम नॉर वेरी एम्बिशियस फॉर एग्जांपल. तो दिस कम्स फ्रॉम योर ओन एम्प्लॉइज, बहुत टाइम वहां से ही मिल जाते हैं एक बार.
I have a question, Kevin. I'm also struggling with these HR issues. I'm looking at hiring a HR consultant. What is the right kind of HR consultant to hire? Or that also becomes a question because they all come with this very good PowerPoint presentation. We'll do this, and it's a dream. If they do everything, I'm like, ah, मजा आ गया. मेरी गाड़ी ऐसे चलेगी, 150 पे ही चलने वाली है. But वो सही है कि नहीं, कराए कि नहीं, एफर्ट करे कि नहीं, उसमें फिर माइंड रुक जाता है. And at what cost?
Tiger, in my opinion, is very successful. I've been listening to him. There's a very good saying, tell me not what you are, who you are, shouts loud and clear at me. Jigar is very successful. He just told you, he spoke before you, he said he has no HR.
Even I don't have HR yet. 25
But he's
साल
very successful without an HR. So ये HR होना चाहिए, वो कौन बोला? पहली बात तो. और अगर आपको HR चाहिए तो उसके पहले वो ह्यूमन रिसोर्स के पहले आप ह्यूमन रिलेशन पे आप आइए, पहली बात तो. I always say you want to go to an expert, go for expert advice. Let him not come and tell you something commonsensical. That you have your capacity to look within. All the problems in the world, my dear friend, is because we go with a low resolution quick fix. When you go into high definition, no, a lot of things are revealed. You'll see. So you solve 50% of the bridge you cross. Baki ka, the consultant can hold your hand and travel with you at the most. But just because he's with you, you will feel good. Because you feel scared to go alone. He will help you traverse the journey. So what I am trying to tell you is that कितने में लेने का, वो कैसा लेने का, वो ऑटोमेटिकली रास्ता खुलने लगता है. पहले तुम सोचो कि मेरे को क्या ट्रेजेडी है. यू गो टू अ कंसल्टेंट for high level things. A consultant will take your money very happily, but you have to walk the journey yourself, and that is the difference between coach, between a mentor and a consultant. So a consultant will be happy to come and tell you your time is not working, your watch is not working. He will tell you that and take the money, which you also know. बोले आप टाइम जरा बड़ा अंदर बैटरी नहीं डालेगा तो आपका काम होगा. A mentor can only give expert advice because he has the thing. I can be a mentor for mass transport equipment. I can be a mentor for manufacturing. For coach, I need these other skills, which I am talking about right now, which are life skills, which has a connection with your personal life buckets also. What is your mental makeup? What are your value system? Well, I cannot talk of all these India if you are only not. I say तुम्हारा अलग है, कुछ तो होगा तुम्हारा, ढूंढो पहले. और बाद में आपका एस्पिरेशन और आपका वैल्यूज के बीच में लाइन आ रहा है क्या, डायरेक्ट लाइन है क्या, उस थिंग्स विल स्टार्ट ओपनिंग अप, बिकॉज़ तुमको अंदर से एनर्जी आएगा.
डालने वो दलदल लगता है, डालने की इच्छा नहीं होती, कोई और आके झाड़ू मार दे, ऐसा है. फिर आई नो आई कैन डू इट, पर मुझे नहीं करना है. कोई और को बुला के झाड़ू मार के साफ करके बैठ जाओ.
करना आपको है, मैं आपको पहले ही बोल दिया, अभी आपको करना नहीं है झाड़ू मारने. वो कंसल्टेंट झाड़ू नहीं मारने वाला है,
नहीं करेगा वो.
नहीं करेगा.
Just start with a dinner with your employee. होटल भी खुल गया है.
इट इज योर ट्रेजेडी, योर स्ट्रेटेजी. जो करना है वो पहले तुम सोचो कि क्या प्रॉब्लम है, मुझे कहाँ जाना है, व्हाट डू आई बिलीव इन. देन आई से यू नो व्हाट, बर्ड्स ऑफ अ फेदर फ्लॉक टुगेदर. मेरा दिमाग तो रखूं यहाँ पे. When he sees my brain, he sees this brain is not, I do not subscribe to this brain. He will leave you. Good. Because he is only there to, it's a transactional relationship. I want emotional relationship, and I told you emotional dressing is allowed, emotional dirty laundry is not allowed. High definition में जाना है. रवि उसके लिए कोई झाड़ू नहीं मारने वाला है. प्रॉब्लम क्या है, हम झाड़ू मार के कारपेट के नीचे हैं और लगता है पूरा क्लीन हो गया. मैं 15 साल बहुत रोया हूँ. I have cried like a baby when my employees have left. Jaydev knows what kind of business I am in. When to do business with IOCL and EIL combination, we sign pieces of paper which says that it is his fault, it is my fault, and if it proven so, I will be sent for 14 years to Vanvas. वो रामायण और महाभारत को मिक्स करेगा तो भी इतना नहीं आता. IOCL के टर्म्स होते हैं और इसमें एम्प्लॉय चले जाते हैं, and only they know what's going on. I talk right now, so I feel कि तभी ऐसा था और कहाँ से कहाँ हम लोग आए. So you can learn only through tragedy or you can learn through insights. When you start feeling vulnerable, answers automatically come.
No, I would say, Kevin, great points, great talk. Yeah, I would.
Great.
Yeah.
Feel free to call me anytime. It is my interest only. That's all. Basically.
No, sure.
So,
Arey,
I know
definitely
that
Paresh.
you already do it, yeah.
Hmm.
Chalo,
Right.
are we then meeting
Chalo.
now next month, right?
So once again, thank you
Sorry,
all.
sir.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
thanks,
I
thanks, Kevin.
am honored that you guys
Thank,
gave me this
thank
opportunity.
you guys. Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Wonderful listening
Thanks,
to you.
Kevin.